break through to the new world of Mach 3 from Gillette. The first triple blade shaving system. 3 blades specially positioned to shave progressively closer. You take 1 stroke, it takes 3. So you don't have to shave the same area over and over, which means less irritation. 3 blades, fewer strokes, less irritation. Mach 3 from Gillette.
Mark, if you're at the airport before my 8 o'clock flight, maybe we can talk. Otherwise, it's over.
Come on! I'll stop now!
Didn't get an AC Delco battery? They last up to 30% longer.
Battery!
AC Delco. If you're not asking for it, you're asking for it.
Husky, the toughest name in tools. Guaranteed forever. Available at the Home Depot.
I'm freezing. Try thinking about something hot.
Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich is seasoned with a blend of pepper and spices, so you'll feel warm all over.
Come on, man. Tell me what you're thinking about. Do you mind if I open the window?
When you're hot, you're hot.
Welcome back, everybody. You got a quick glimpse at Rusty Wallace. There you see the Mark Martin battle that had been ongoing with Jeff Burton. Martin now running ahead of him. They've swapped 5th and 6th around. We're back live at Phoenix. Let's update you again on Dale Jarrett. I'm sure among other folks, broadcasting buddy Ned Jarrett and Martha are watching back east, and they're curious. Dale Jarrett just airlifted from here to St. Joseph's Hospital here in Phoenix with abdominal pain and dehydration. That was the word from Dr. Heller, who is the track physician here at Phoenix. Michael Waltrip is now driving Dale Jarrett's car, as he has been since Dale climbed from the machine earlier in the day. So again, abdominal pain and dehydration, the preliminary report, with Dale being airlifted to St. Joseph's Hospital here in Phoenix, Arizona, for further observation. 92 laps to go. Rusty Wallace, the race leader, has clinched the 5 bonus points for the most laps led. That's 5 points that Mark Martin nor Jeff Gordon can have to deal with here today.
But this is such a tough racetrack that the leader of the most laps has won less than half of the events here at Phoenix. So you don't want to count that out. Last year as well, Rusty led the most laps and didn't win it. Finished 2nd.
Eli, we're getting reports from different race teams that maybe the tires that they put on the last pit stop were not matched up the way they wanted them. Jeff Burton, for one, said this set of tires just didn't match up very well, and if he does not get changed tires, the race is over for him.
Well, of course, we've got those last stops at lap 182, so we'll be seeing a lot yet to unfold here in these final 90 laps. It's far from over, as you saw Darrell Waltrip there, having been bypassed on the racetrack. DW had picked up a lot of positions earlier, but now is running in 38th spot, 5 laps down.
Jimmy Ellich has got to be awfully happy with this number 81 car that Kenny Wallace is running. He had a great time last weekend at Daytona, and now a good run here. Jimmy Ellich has got a great future ahead of him as a crew chief.
All right, he'll be crew chiefing for that team when Kenny goes to join Andy Petrie Racing in 1999.
At least there he could just do one job and not have to run down to another car and change tires. He can stick in one pit all day.
There's the race leader, Rusty Wallace. He has 3.3 seconds on the second place runner, Ted Musgrave. That is the 41 car. That's David Green's. Had problems today. He's in 40th spot now, some 6 laps down. Ricky Craven drives the 36. That is, of course, the Ernie Irvin car. Not really a factor today. Ricky's in 32nd spot. You've got Gary Bradbury behind him, running in 33rd. Then the 96, Mike Bliss. And there's the 7 car. That's Jeff Bodine. He's in 35th spot. He has completed 221 of the 225 laps on the day. Further back, there you see Ted Musgrave, currently in 2nd. He is 3.8 seconds back of the race leader, running awfully well, trying to hang on to the leader, Rusty Wallace. And behind Bodine, of whom we've already spoken, you'll see Dale Earnhardt. He's 4.5 seconds back of Rusty Wallace, running in the 3rd spot. John Andretti, he's on the lead lap in 4th. John a couple of seconds further back. There he is, 6.3 seconds behind Rusty Wallace. Then you drop further back. Kyle Petty in the 44. He's in 36th spot, 4 laps down. Mark Martin is in the 6th car, running in 5th place. Obviously on the lead lap, 7.8 seconds behind the leader. There's Jeff Burton. He is 9 seconds back of the leader. Burton is running in 6th right now. Then next on the racetrack is Michael Waltrip in Dale Jarrett's car. That machine now in 37th, 4 laps back. Jeff Gordon 10.3 seconds behind the leader. He's running in 7th spot. Then you come to Kenny Wallace on the racetrack, running in 8th. Kenny is 11.6 seconds behind his brother Rusty, who leads the event here in Phoenix. Then you've got Terry Labonte in number 5. He's running in 9th. And Darrell Waltrip in 38th. Darrell now 5 laps back of the race leader. Ward Burton is in car number 22. Really not much of a factor after problems early in the day. He's 17th a lap down. The 94, that's Bill Elliott's car. He's in 26th, 2 laps down. The yellow machine, Johnny Benson, he's in 10th. Johnny being shown at this point 12 seconds behind the race leader. 91 is Todd Bodine. He's 18th, 2 laps down. Kenny Irwin still on the racetrack after the electrical problems of earlier. Kenny's in 41st, 8 laps down. The 98 is Rich Bickle. After running well earlier, staying right up there in 11th spot, 13.2 seconds behind. 75 is Rick Mast, that yellow and green machine. Rick is in 34th, 4 laps down. Haven't talked much about Wally Dallenbach today. He's 3 laps down at 27th there in that red number 50. The 77, Robert Presley, he is 19th, a lap down. And the 90, that's Dick Trickle. He is in 20th, also a lap down. So you've got those teams right there battling for position. Jeremy Mayfield drives the number 12. He's in 42nd, 21 laps down after the early caution. Joe Nemechek running right there with him. Joe is in 21st, a lap back. Jerry Nadeau, Jimmy Spencer, and others. Schrader is there. Nadeau taking him in order. He's running in 28th, a couple of laps down. The 33 is Kenny Schrader. He is running in 12th, 25 seconds behind the leader. 31 is Mike Skinner. Surprisingly, not as big of a story as he hoped to be today. He's in 22nd spot, a couple of laps back. Bobby Hamilton is in 13th spot in car 4. Then Bobby Labonte, he's in 23rd spot, 2 laps down in the number 16, or number 18 rather. The 16 is Kevin LePage. He is on the lead lap in 14th, 26.1 seconds behind the leader. We have not yet talked about Sterling Marlin. There he is on the lead lap in 15th. He is 17.7 seconds back. Then you've got Ricky Rudd in car number 10. He's running 29th, being lapped there by the race leader, Rusty Wallace. The 1 is Steve Park in 24th. And you have cycled all the way around. You know where everybody is running right now, including that 46 machine of Jeff Green, who wraps up all of those machines still on the racetrack. Green in 30th, 3 laps behind Rusty Wallace, the leader here in Phoenix, Arizona.
In 20 years of racing, I've had some great moments.
An upset victory it is. Phil Parsons. Phil Parsons is successful.
And a few tough ones as well. Well, I can't always protect my car, but in all my years around the track, I've never seen a product protect a motor like Duralube.
Independent tests prove when it comes to protecting your car's engine, nothing compares to Duralube. Duralube, tomorrow's technology today.
As a sponsor of the Fan Tour, the Money Store is offering a $500 cash rebate on home equity loans. It's the Money Store 500 rebate. It's a great way to get rid of bills and cut expenses. And now you can get an extra $500 cash when you get your loan from the Money Store. If you're a homeowner, call 1-800-LOAN-YES now and ask for the Money Store 500 rebate.
I won!
But only if you call the Money Store.
It is designed for power, engineered for the corners, and made to bring you to your feet. This is the White Track Grand Prix, selected the official pace car for NASCAR's 50th anniversary season. Whiter is better.
Dude, get down. It's my chair. Let's go. I'm not playing games.
Okay, here we go again.
Oh, dude.
He's got him right where he wants it. Just a bit outside.
Hey, those dog obedience classes really paid off.
November 1st on TNN, Salute the Motorsports. As the 1998 points chase nears the end, the Winston Cup stars race at the track known as the Rock. There's no room for mistakes, cause every lap, every turn at the North Carolina Motor Speedway could mean the difference between a great season and just another race. You don't want to miss the AC Delco 400, live November 1st at 12:30 Eastern, a part of TNN Salute the Motorsports.
Federlight, the official trailer of NASCAR, IndyCar, World of Outlaws, IRL, and a major sponsor of NHRA. Remember to call Federlight for all your trailer needs at 800-800-1230. Radio communications are provided by Racing Radios. For all your racing communications needs as well as scanners, call on Racing Radios at 1-800-669-1522. And by LA West Luxury Vans. LA West vans are available at select Ford dealerships nationwide. Call us at 800-786-VANS.
Welcome back. Tons of folks here. Boy, it's unusual to see a guy who's not showing partiality to one driver. He's got a T-shirt about the race.
Yeah.
He must not be a fan of anybody.
See, there are advantages to not having a full crop of hair.
Yeah, you can rent yourself out as a billboard. There's Jeff Gordon right there. He is running in 7th. Mark Martin is 2 positions ahead of him. 1 win in the month of October and November. It came last weekend at Daytona International Speedway in the Pepsi 400. Kenny Schrader is on pit road now. We're starting to see stops. Spencer's been in. Bill Elliott's been in. Now here at lap 242. Our Bud Pole sitter is in. And there you see the points at the moment.
Schrader had just gone a lap down. He led the first 53 laps today, and then the handle went away.
And Rusty Wallace has not varied an iota today. Gordon is 11 seconds back of Rusty in 7th spot. 243 laps are complete of 312. Last caution came back when Kenny Irwin stopped on the track at lap 182. We had Brett Bodine in the wall, lap 43, and then the very early caution, lap 11, when Jeremy Mayfield and David Green had some problems there over in turn 4. Mark Martin is 9.7 seconds back. And again, we're widening back a couple more seconds, and you'll see Jeff Gordon pivot into the picture right there, coming out of turn number 4. Right behind Michael Waltrip, who's driving Dale Jarrett's car, going around the 41 of David Green.
You know, Eli, you're looking at Jeff Gordon's statistics just a second ago. This is one of the few races this year he has not led a lap in yet.
Right.
One of the few racetracks he's never won on as well. But then again, they only visit this place 1 time a year.
Right now, a Ford ahead of a Ford. And then a Chevrolet third, a Pontiac running 4th. As you look at Bobby Hamilton. A lot of parity among the models and manufacturers. Matter of fact, in the manufacturers' point standings, Chevy and Ford each with 14 victories. And Pontiac has a couple. And the points for the manufacturer's title, just 2 apart. Chevy has 216 points to Ford's 214 as Bobby Hamilton's service concludes.
disappointing day for him. Boy, I'll tell you, yesterday when happy hour ended, I walked into their garage and just everybody was smiling. They thought today was going to be a big, big day.
Well, so far the big day has belonged to that man, Rusty Wallace. Took the lead most recently at lap 143. We're now at 246. Also led from laps 54 through 135.
This is NASCAR. This is you. And this is us. Hot Wheels Pro Racing will get you this close to the action with Hot Wheels Pro Racing Diecast. The best of NASCAR in 3 scales. The Legends Series, unsurpassed detail in 64th scale. And Legends to Life with real racing motion and digital sound. If they drive it, we make it. On the track, off the track, in the pits. Investment quality collectibles. Because to get them right on this scale, you gotta race them on this one. We're Hot Wheels.
Marty's here. Okay, let's see a fuel injector for a Ford Probe.
Multiport?
It's too easy. How about a gasket for a Yugo?
With sealer?
EGR valve for 74 Gremlin.
See you tomorrow, Marty.
Now, get 4 of our 35,000-mile tires, only $99, or double your mileage with 4 70,000-mile tires, just $169.
Pep Boys. Cars like us. People love us.
You see that guy on the quarter panel looks awfully angry? You look further back and see why. Jerry Nadeau tagged the wall. Just as we were going to break, you might have seen Billy Wilburn down on pit road if you were quick to see it there. He started pointing. He was pointing towards turn number 2 where Jerry Nadeau hit the wall and brought out our caution for the 4th time today, lap 247. Dale Earnhardt's pit is occupied. Steve Burns.
He's the first stall off of pit 4. Eli, they put the right side tires on. No chassis adjustments. The last 2 stops, they've not made any adjustments. They will not this time. Just 4 tires for Dale Earnhardt. Glenn Jarrett.
And Rusty Wallace has come in with John Andretti right behind him. Rusty is not going to make any changes either on that car. It will be a 4-tire change. This should be the last stop. Everybody can make it from here on out. They're around to the left side. Andretti is now just now getting the left side. Rusty is down and away. Here's Matt.
Well, the 13 car, Glenn, is already down and away. If we had gone green, they were going to go a 2-tire stop. They tried it in happy hour. The car was just as good on 4 tires, but we got the caution, so they could not gamble. They had to take on 4 tires. No major chassis adjustments for the 13 car.
There is Ted Musgrave. Super run. Running in 2nd here today behind Rusty Wallace as we are now in the midst of these caution flag pit stops. Cloud cover really getting a good bit heavier now here in Phoenix.
Eli, the 4-letter word that nobody wants to hear around the racetrack, rain.
You can see it in the distance here in the desert looking out across the Estrella Mountains, and you can see a little bit there on the helicopter camera lens looking down upon the 1 mile here in Phoenix. While we have a chance here, why don't we bring you our Home Depot driver profile? It's about that man, Bobby Hamilton. Brought to you by Home Depot, where low prices are just the beginning. Bobby Hamilton's win here at Phoenix in 1996 was not only his first career NASCAR Winston Cup victory, but the first win for Richard Petty as a car owner. There were many naysayers along the way, but Hamilton had one response for those who said he'd never win.
Tough years, buddy. I'll say it. I don't mean that ugly, but, you know, that's just the way it is. There's so many drivers in this sport that don't have anything, that has talent to go fast. There ain't enough talented race teams to go around to capture the talent of the drivers. And there might be a driver out there that has a bad habit, and all it takes is for somebody to work with them and get that out of them, you know. And it's nobody's fault. It's not a team owner's fault or a race team's fault or the driver's fault. And, you know, I've always said there's a driver somewhere driving a milk truck for a living that's better than anybody ever come along. We just hadn't found him yet. And that's just the way the sport is. Everybody needs a break.
Hamilton received his break from Rick Hendrick in 1989 here at Phoenix. He turned heads, actually leading the race early on, but Hamilton's deal might never have happened.
I think Rick Hendrick was looking for a handful of drivers to qualify some of the movie cars, and they had to have cameras in them, and they had to make the race because it wasn't right for NASCAR to put them in and other people be missing race or whatever, so they had to make the race. So one of the first deals was to come out here at Phoenix with 3 of them. It was myself, Tom Ellis, and Greg Sachs, best I remember. And I was fortunate enough to drive one of Waddell Wilson's cars, which was cars Jeff Bodine was driving at the time. And we qualified 5th with it. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it was the best qualified Hendrick car at the time. And I never will forget it. Rick Hendrick walked up and said, "The camera's coming out of this car."
Hamilton's winning ways continued this year with the Morgan McClure team. His experience allows him to assess his contribution to that race team.
I work real hard to be a team player. I never holler over the radio. I never criticize people or whatever. If I have a problem with one person, I deal with that one person. I never do it in front of people or anything like that. And I think me working with the race team like I did brought everybody back together in a real tight circle. And at the halfway mark of the season, we turned things around and started having a lot more consistent finishes. It's definitely not the season we wanted, but we have won a race. We have won a pole. The car's on the winner's circle, and I think we're 13 points out of 10th right now.
There you see the numbers and the bar graph that really vividly shows the kind of year that Bobby Hamilton has had. Good run at Rockingham early. Good run at Charlotte. Been an up and down year. Of course, the downside, not some very good performances at Darlington earlier in the year, the second race at New Hampshire, the first race at Michigan back in June. That's how the Kodak team has had some, but not a whole lot of Kodak moments here in 1998. Still under caution, and the reason we're under caution is for Jerry Nadeau's spin in turn 2. Let's see what we can see again. It's already backwards there.
Yeah, he's already ready to get into the wall when we see it. But you know, there was a few drops of rain that did fall just a little while ago. I'm not sure of the conditions outside right now, but that might have been some moisture on the racetrack that contributed to that spin that he had.
You can see the overcast in the distance. Normally it's beautiful blue sky here in Phoenix. An uncharacteristic cloudy day in the Valley of the Sun.
Which clamp is faster?
An old-fashioned screw-type clamp.
Or the revolutionary quick grip bar clamp?
Let's watch closely.
Here they go!
And it's over! Amazing!
Oh.
Now for the instant replay.
And look at that! One finger on the quick-release trigger and the bar slides right into position.
And there, he's tightening the clamp by merely squeezing the quick grip handle. And it's done! You know, unlocking the clamp again was a very nice touch.
The quick grip bar clamp, available wherever quality tools are sold.
When you have it your way, it just tastes better.
When the Bush Boys race at the Rock, it's more than just a race. For two drivers, it could mean the championship. See the AZ Delco 200 live Saturday at 2 Eastern, a part of TNN Salute to Motorsports.
He is an American icon. He has sold more than any other. He is fast cars. He is rock and roll. He is the king.
Hey, watch it, baby.
The Brake King. Run into the one and only Brake King for quality fast service. No appointment necessary. Jefferson Avenue, Newport News.
You can't stop. Run in the Brake King.
I'm Leanza Cornett. And I'm Suzanne Huang. Fighting breast cancer 2 by 2 means working together. First, choose a partner. Remind each other to do self-breast exams and get regular mammograms. Then, reach out to others. Raise the level of breast cancer awareness in your community. There is strength in numbers. Fighting breast cancer 2 by 2. It's our lifetime commitment.
Sponsored by Centera Health Systems. Call 1-800-CENTERA for a screening near you.
In 1993, Mark Martin held off Ernie Irvan in the closest Winston Cup finish in the history of Phoenix International Raceway. A record crowd of 87,000 fans watched Martin's first win here in the Arizona desert. Those are the overcast skies. There you see how Mark Martin has done here in the 1998 season. Had that tough run at Darlington. not all that long ago, and of course a terrible start at Daytona. There is Mark Martin running in second. Meanwhile, the guy that Mark beat in that vignette we just brought to you, Ernie Irvin, is standing by down on the pit road as we outwait a little bit of a rain shower.
Well, Ernie, you decided to sit this one out. Is it hard for you to watch this race?
It's real hard. You know, anytime you're out of a Winston Cup race, it's pretty tough. You know, but I know that that it's going to make me a lot better for next week. Being able to be prepared. You know, right now I feel basically good, but you know, we had to make a decision a couple days ago, and you know, we didn't know what I was going to feel like this morning anyway. But I think we're all right now.
Ernie, ultimately, why did you guys make the decision?
Just because, you know, I mean, I wasn't running very good. Plus it was just I didn't feel real comfortable in the car, and you know, up to speed. You know, everything that the G-forces you know, pertain to your body, and you know, right now I'm feeling pretty good. So I think it's going to be a lot better for you know, next week.
Ernie, let's tell the fans who don't know, how did you sustain the injuries and what hurts the most?
You know, right now nothing really hurts, but you know, I sustained the injuries at Talladega in an accident. Dick Trickle was coming by, ran into the side of me. I was basically out for, the doctors say about 6 minutes, but I think I was probably out for about 30 minutes. So it was probably a lot worse than we expected. But again, you know, this Skittles team has been really good for me and real pleasant to work with. And they told me, they said, hey, we want you back 100%. We don't want you back 40 or 50%. And that's enabled me to get better.
Okay, Ernie, hope you feel completely better by Rockingham.
Okay, thank you.
Good to see Ernie Irvin here at the track. You can see now some of the clouds really beginning to lower. That is the Sierra Estrella Mountains. There you see the... that's one thing about a desert. You can really see rain, I mean, from seemingly hundreds of miles away, and it has picked up significantly here at the racetrack, and the red flag is about to be put out here at the track. They're going to pull the cars around. We told you earlier how that exit to the pit road really throws you out onto the track out behind turn 2, and that's where they're going to be parking the cars. Rain picking up, the wind picking up.
Absolutely. They're doing the right thing, though. Nobody wants to see them run around here for 35, 40 minutes in the rain out here. You know, you were looking at that graph just a second ago about Mark Martin's year. If you start thinking about the restrictor plate races that he lost points in, he lost 321 points in restrictor plate races, and he's only 358 behind. So the restrictor plate races really took him out of the points battle. And
sure did. And that was the story, really, of the NASCAR Winston Cup season here in 1998. Glenn Jarrett is standing by with Rusty Wallace's crew chief, Robin Pemberton. And this update from Robin brought to you by Stanley. Whatever it is, wherever it is, make something great. Stanley. Glenn.
Okay, thanks, Eli. The story of the race today so far has been Rusty. What'd you do, man? Threaten him? That car looks like it's on a rail.
I don't know. We built a new car to come out here. Yeah, we haven't given up. We haven't had the greatest of luck this year, but I tell you what, my hat's off to the engine group in both our facility and Larry Wallace's, and Fab Shop guys have done a great job. I mean, they haven't given up. We've had good cars all year. We just haven't been able to pull something off, and it's not over with yet.
We've had a good car. You guys always seem to rally at this racetrack, though. There must be something about this racetrack that either Rusty likes or you like, or maybe both of you. What is it?
I don't know. I think it's Rusty Wallace. I mean, yeah, he knows what he wants. He picks real hard on a car, you know, and he's a great flat track driver. And, you know, he just goes after it real hard in practice. The guys work super hard. You almost need an extra 2 guys just to keep up with his pace when you come here to practice. But he just likes these places.
Robin, is there anything particular or specific about this new car that you built, anything that you tried differently maybe that you can tell us about?
No, it's not. It's just a new car. It's a new Ronnie Hopkins car. It's like anybody else's that can buy one out here, and it's something that we've used in the past, you know. And we've got cars that we build, cars that Jeremy's got. We just got all kinds of stuff that we use at different places, and just happened to be a new car that we built, and we liked the way it looked and decided to bring it here.
When I saw that you picked up an unwanted passenger there on the front of the car, looked like a paper plate stuck to the front air dam. Is that going to be a problem?
I hope not. If NASCAR won't look, we'll probably try to get it off. Hopefully that's the only thing we got to worry about latter part of the race.
Okay, NASCAR, don't look.
As Robin Pemberton mentioned how Rusty likes to run those flat tracks. Rusty Wallace's last win was at a flat track in Richmond, and he is third in points. Third in points if you take a look only at the last 50 flat track races. So indeed, Rusty Wallace likes those kind of tracks. What nobody likes is what you're seeing displayed right there on the Winston message board. We are in a rain delay. They only get 6 inches of rain a year out here. Why'd they have to pick this weekend?
In the RC world, one soars above them all. Skydriver. Skydriver's virtually unstoppable. You hit the button, you hit the sky. It's easy.
No sweat.
Gonna hit a wall, Skydriver soars above them all. Ground-ripping tires drive almost anywhere. Then Skydriver tears through the air. Revolutionary body fin and big tires launch you high. Now you're skydriving. Think you're beat? Skydriver gets back on its feet. Off-road might, skydriving height. Soar above them all with Skydriver. Skydriver with flip-on command controller. Battery pack sold separately.
That's me, Bill. Here we are at the Super 8.
For reservations, call 1-800-800-8000.
You're born, you die. In between, you work on cars. We should all be so lucky.
There's a lot more to working in AutoZone than looking up parts or ringing up sales. And it has to do with taking pride in taking care of customers. Like testing an old part before selling a new one. Or simply having what they need when they need it. In other words, it's about taking care of people who take care of cars. And that's what we do best at AutoZone.
You never know what your next job is going to be. One day it's a house, the next it's a hotel.
Jobs keep getting bigger, deadlines keep getting shorter.
It's got to last 1,000,000 years. Stand up to anything.
Turnaround times, they're insane.
Whatever it is, wherever it is, make something great. Stanley.
TNN Motorsports live coverage of the Duralube Kmart 500 is being brought to you by the more than 2,500 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts. And by Stanley. Whatever it is, wherever it is, make something great. Stanley. Well, embedded in all of that is a little bit of a rainbow. You just see it peeking through. You can see it. There you go. That's Buddy Baker embellishing for your viewing pleasure. Little bit of a rain shower, and it's true. They get 6 inches of rain a year out here in Phoenix. And this is the third rain shower we've had here this weekend, including one at about 8:45 this morning. You can see from overhead, you look down towards pit road, you see all of those blue tarpaulins keeping the, see all of those right there, keeping the track pit road area dry. The cars are lined up, you see, right there in that general area.
You know, it's a good learn to draw
not
better.
much of a drawer.
I'll tell you, art class teachers, I am so sorry.
Meanwhile, Frankie Stoddard can do what he's supposed to do, and that is call the shots for a race team, and he has his driver, Jeff Burton, up in 4th right now. Let's hear from Frank Stoddard while we outwait this rain delay.
Well, Eli, first, the good news, we don't feel any more raindrops. Now, Frankie, you guys started deep in the field. You're all the way up to 4th. How have you been able to improve your position?
Got a great driver. He's done a great job today. These guys have done a great job in the pits on this XI batteries Ford, and proud of them. I thought we'd have to get some track position by 2 tires or an early caution or something like that today. That's what Jeff and I talked about, and all the guys this morning. And but we didn't have to. He's got up on the wheel, and I'm proud as heck of him. We got him. We came from 37th to like 24th early. Came in, had a pit stop, and we picked up 8 spots in the pits. Went out 15th, and he went from 15th to 2nd on his own. And that's just a great driver, and I'm proud of him. You know, we got him in that hole together on Friday, and he bailed us all out today.
Well, Frank, the big question is, with the laps winding down, once we go back to green, do you have enough to get back to the front?
Well, Goodyear's brought a great tire here this weekend, and you know, we hope so. We think we got one bad set. We probably got the set that somebody didn't want, and we got it. Other than that, the car's been great all day, and we've got a set that we just like we had it when we went from 15th to 2nd back on the car now. I told Scott Deal, the tire guy, I said, I don't care if you have to recap those things. It's like the same thing back on the car. So we made an adjustment. We made a big adjustment on this last stop here, and hoping that that it wasn't totally a bad set of tires, that maybe the racetrack change has gotten a lot cooler. Sun's not going to be out at all here, I don't think, late. So we went after it, and we're either going to be heroes or zeros.
All right, that's the report on the 99 car. Let's go to Glenn Jarrett.
Okay, I'm standing by with, well, you see it says Dale Jarrett, but it's not. And I was wrong. I didn't think you could get into Dale Jarrett's uniform, but you got into his car. How do you like it?
It's pretty nice. That's fun. You know, I've struggled so bad at these flat tracks. I just really basically doubted myself, you know, and I just felt so good to get in that car, and it run good, and maybe comfortable in it as far as the way it was running. Not too comfortable in it as the way I'm wedged down in there. I mean, I barely fit, but you know yourself, Glenn, if they say, can you fit? Oh, yeah. You know, I fit fine, and it started raining, and they said, get out, and I said, I don't want to, because I'm afraid y'all put somebody else back in it. So, I could get back in it for another 50 laps, but just real happy about the way it's running.
Well, you have been doing an awfully good job of being checking lap times, and you've been right up there with the guys up front, so very consistent. Turn the page a little bit back to yesterday. I know you guys are disappointed. It's been a long time since you or the Wood brothers have missed a race.
Well, I tell you, Glenn, it's not, you know, it hasn't bothered me that bad at all. The only thing, it gave me a chance to reflect over the last 12 years. I've been in a race car every time that green flag drops for 12 years in a row, and you know, I'm thankful to God for that. I mean, I've been healthy, and I've been able to do what I love to do, so it was disappointing, and I tried to get in a few cars, but it didn't work out. And they say everything happens for a reason, and my confidence really needed to drive that car and find out what it's like what it takes to be competitive, and I think I found that out.
Well, I think he has certainly shown it today. As I said, his lap times have been right up there with the best of them. Guys, the big raindrops are starting to fall. We're going to run for cover. Back to you, Eli.
Thanks, Glenn. Those beautiful Estrella Mountains out behind the backstretch have absolutely disappeared. And we are sitting here at the main straightaway, and it's just beginning to lower down. And Michael Waltrip was saying about his streak. Yeah, 387 races in a row he had started until today. The fans don't mind the rain, though. They're going to grab something to consider.
Before you get a life, get a grip. Vice Grip, original locking pliers. The only tool you need.
Even at 475 degrees, nothing outperforms Mobil 1. Mobil 1 0W30. Superior protection when you start your car.
How's the car, Dale? A little tight off. 0 cars moving up. Let them on inside.
Inside every member of Team Monte Carlo, there's a side that's kind of wild.
Get another tire.
Team Monte Carlo. Animal. Pardon me. This year, they're hungrier than ever.
I'm freezing. Try thinking about something hot.
Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich is seasoned with a blend of pepper and spices, so you'll feel warm all over.
Come on, man. Tell me what you're thinking about. Do you mind if I open the window?
When you're hot, you're hot.
The more power, the quicker the flash, the brighter the smiles. Introducing new Duracell Ultra with a concentrated power force to get more life out of your high-tech devices. New Duracell Ultra. More power, more life.
He has the explosive power of a football linebacker, the agility of an ice hockey defenseman, 250 pounds of solid steel going head-to-head with some of the toughest competitors in his game. Starting in January, TNN puts muscle and in motion with a new kind of sport. Bone-jarring competition at breakneck speeds. It's roller derby for the new millennium. A furious, full-blown war on wheels. Get ready for Roller Jam. Premiering January 15th from 8 to 10 p.m. only on TNN.
Shortly afternoon today here at Phoenix International, the race began, and a very few moments later, Jeremy Mayfield found the wall for caution at lap 11. Brent Bodine got a tire, found the wall at lap number 43. Lap number 54, Rusty Wallace took the lead from Ken Schrader, our pole sitter. Dale Jarrett, bothered by stomach pain and dehydration, replaced by Michael Waltrip. And shortly thereafter, Dale was airlifted to the St. Joseph's Hospital here in Phoenix, Arizona. On the racetrack, the battle for the championship continued. Mark Martin passing Jeff Gordon. Then at lap 247, Jerry Nadeau hit the wall, bringing out the fourth caution of the day. And then the rains came. And they came and they came, and now we've got a gully washer going here at Phoenix International Raceway.
Are you sure this is the desert?
So they say, but you've got to get that plush green grass somehow. It has come a gully washer. It's kind of slackened up just a bit now, but you see how quickly the rain must have fallen. All the standing water here, folks, while you're away on a commercial break. The skies just opened up. And obviously we are under a red flag, have been for the last 13 minutes and 50 seconds, and folks have sought shelter.
Those are the signs in the turns.
Wow. That's right. That's a Duralube sign from the turn that they have kind of commandeered.
Eli, the race fans up in turn 3 up there, they have not left that hill over there. Those are race fans.
Why don't we see who's running where here at the time of the red flag? John Andretti, great run for Ted Musgrave. Again, all of this is during pit stops. We are in the middle of a pit stop sequence when the rain came out, or came down after Jerry Nadeau spun. Rich Bickle in 11th. Todd Bodine giving Joe Foxcar a pretty good run today in 15th. Bobby Labonte, never really a major factor today.
Not a surprise with that backup car.
Yeah. Ricky Craven in 30th. The brothers Waltrip. Michael again having subbed for Dale Jarrett midway through the event. Bill Elliott, not really a big story.
Was in the beginning.
Talking about Michael Waltrip in that car, he lost several laps because he did not fit in the car, and it took a long time getting the belt secure on him, but he's run with the leaders ever since he got in that 88 car and done a great job.
And Musgrave lost a few spots on that pit stop round. He went in second, came out in 5th spot. That's where he is. This is up on the hill. They've got the tents up there. They've got the hot dogs, and there's a possibility there might even be an open can of beer in somebody's hand.
Look at those race fans.
Oh,
you think they don't care that it's raining. They love it out here. Race fans out in this area, second to none. They love their racing around here.
Matt Yoakum is down somewhere trying to keep dry. Matt, we never did get on the air with the story of exactly what happened to Bill Elliott. We had talked amongst ourselves, and I think you were starting to tell the story, and we never really got the full story out. Why was he running so well, and now he's back in 38th?
Well, first off, Eli, I'm under Walt Green, the NASCAR official's umbrella down in turn 1. Well, apparently what happened was he was running extremely well the first part of the race, and then they came down pit road for a stop, and evidently Rodney Rhodes, the jackman, dropped the jack a little too soon, and it broke the ratchet in the car. And Buddy Baker can comment better on what it's like to drive a car with a broken ratchet. Obviously pretty unstable, huh, Buddy?
Well, what it means, instead of 2 rear wheels pulling, 1 is pulling, and it makes it very unstable in the back and hard to get grip in the corners.
Oh, really?
Paul Andrews and the whole Mobil 1 crew seeking shelter from one of those infrequent rain showers here. Dennis Ryan and the crew on the audio board.
Marty's here. Okay, let's see a fuel injector for a Ford Probe.
Multiport?
It's too easy. How about a gasket for a Yugo?
With sealer?
EGR valve for 74 Gremlin.
See you tomorrow, Marty.
Now, get 4 of our 35,000-mile tires, only $99, or double your mileage. With 4 70,000-mile tires, just $169.
Pep Boys. Cars like us.
People love us.
It's good to know that in an era of superstars, big corporate sponsorships, and network TV deals, there's an organization that also cares about fairness and sportsmanship, that realizes its fans are the sole reason for its success. and knows it should never go so fast that it can't slow down if there's a good enough reason. This is NASCAR, and this is the way we've done things for 50 years.
Welcome back, everybody. The rain continuing to fall here at Phoenix International Raceway with Rusty Wallace leading Mark Martin, Dale Earnhardt, Jeff Burton, and Ted Musgrave. Everybody seeking shelter. And for the next short while, the King and, the guys from ZZ Top are in town. Look at that. Your official NASCAR tattoo available at a tattoo parlor near your home.
Gary Clem just passed out. He loves that 43.
We are up there keeping dry. You folks take care where you are. We'll be back in about a half hour or so and see what's going on weather-wise. But right now, Chris McClure, Leslie Goodell, and the whole crew with NASCAR Garage will return to Phoenix as we outwait the rain with the graphics crew looking on from downstairs. Hi, guys.
This NASCAR 50th anniversary moment is brought to you by Texaco.
During his legendary 31-year driving career, Richard Petty scored an amazing 200 wins. After retiring in 1992, his transition to car owner was not as successful. After nearly 4 years of near misses and racing frustration, Richard Petty, the car owner, would finally find victory lane at Phoenix in the fall of '96. Bobby Hamilton rolled into the winner's circle, continuing the Petty winning tradition.
Nobody loves cars more than I do. Each one is a work of art. So when the maker of all these chose a new antifreeze, it got my attention.
General Motors now uses the deck school technology of Haviland Extended Life Antifreeze in virtually all its new vehicles. The same patented formula you can use in your car for 5 years or 150,000 miles. So do what GM did. Switch to Haviland.
I use it in my car. I only wish this were it.
Tuesday, it's a night of stars, guitars, and cars, and a revved-up and rockin' combination of motorsports and music. NASCAR, 50 years on the fast track with Brooks and Dunn. Tuesday at 10 Eastern on TNN.
Line up every ATV Honda has ever built, and they would stretch from our factory in Ohio to the deserts of California. But in 28 years, we've never built one like this. The first ATV with ESP, push-button electric shift program, full digital display, and our most powerful engine ever, the Honda Foreman ES. We've just added something new to a very long line.
Available at Casey Cycle City, J. Clyde Morris Boulevard, Newport News.
He is an American icon. He has sold more than any other. He is fast cars. He is rock and roll. He is the King.
Hey, watch it, baby.
What my glasses at?
The Brake King. Run into the one and only Brake King for quality fast service. No appointment necessary. Jefferson Avenue, Newport News.
Can't stop. Run in the Brake King.
Bible studies in the race shops during the week at various shops.
Just like the race teams, MRO arrives at the track on Thursday and begins to set up their mobile community for the weekend. This community gives the children of the race teams a place to go during the races, creating a family atmosphere at the track.
Friday mornings, you get up, you go into the garage area, and usually what happens in a matter of 30 minutes or less, you got people come up to you wanting to talk for various reasons that may be occurring in their life, and so we'll go somewhere and chat for a few minutes. Saturday, same thing kind of occurs, except if you got a bush race that happens to go on, we have then a Bible club during the bush race for the kids of the bush drivers. Saturday night, then we have some Bible studies. We have 3 Bible studies every Saturday night. It is incredible to see that on a Sunday morning, just an hour and a half before they're going to be rubbing fenders against each other, here in this group, these drivers and crew chiefs sitting by each other, participating together, and really very good friends in this situation. In fact, the last race of the year, you had Mark Martin, Dale Jarrett, Jeff Gordon all running for the championship. Saturday night, before the race, they got together, and Mark Martin's motor coach asked me to come in. I was there, and these 3 guys and myself held hands, and they prayed out loud, each one of them, for each other to have a good day tomorrow. Now, that's incredible. You know, that's really amazing when you think of competitors praying for each other the night before they go out and compete for the championship of the whole series.
MRO's newest venture is RFO, Racing Fans Outreach. RFO will provide many of these same kinds of services for the fan.
Every place that we go for a race, we will have churches and volunteers who will plug into Motor Racing Outreach to help the fans on the outside of the track, as well as the little racing community in the garage area. So it's far-reaching, and it's exciting. It's fun.
They do it quietly, but no one will ever know how important they really are.
Or really how big they are. They don't just work with NASCAR, they work with IndyCar, dragsters, unlimited hydroplanes, 21 different types of racing in the U.S. and Europe, and they're expanding to Australia.
Great organization.
Yep.
Stay right there. More coming up on NASCAR Garage.
This NASCAR 50th anniversary moment is brought to you by Pep Boys.
The pairing of country music and NASCAR stems from the sport's original characters, true legends that formed a style by living the style. Heroic drivers with a passion for racing, risk-taking, and rough living. Where country music told humble tales of real-life characters, NASCAR's unassuming roots fell firmly into the same mold, making for a natural bond between country music and NASCAR that lives on today.
Marty's here. Okay, let's see a fuel injector for a Ford Probe.
Multi-port?
It's too easy. How about a gasket for a Yugo?
With sealer?
EGR valve for 74 Gremlin.
See you tomorrow, Marty.
Now, get 4 of our 35,000-mile tires, only $99, or double your mileage with 4 70,000-mile tires, just $169.
Pep Boys. Cars like us.
People love us.
I think a relationship comes from the people that are fans of NASCAR or country music fans, and they go hand in hand. The country music entertainer is more accessible than any other entertainer in entertainment business, with the exception of race car drivers. Our sport was built on accessibility, and I think that's where it goes hand in hand.
The lightweight aluminum in your car radiator is the only thing between you and a breakdown. Put in Presto. It bonds with aluminum to give you a powerful zone of protection against corrosion. Protect your car in the Presto zone.
Husky, the toughest name in tools. Guaranteed forever. Available at the Home Depot.
Get ready.
for some high-speed, non-stop action.
Join host Jeff Gordon for TNN Salute the Motorsports.
It's gonna be a winner.
You'll have a front row seat for critical points races in Winston Cup, Busch Grand National, and NHRA drag racing.
Plus, there's great racing specials featuring the fast and the famous.
You'll see profiles of racing's pioneers and rock as country music celebrates the 50 years of NASCAR.
TNN, Salute to Motorsports, all this week.
Coming up on NASCAR Garage, Cotton Owens will reflect with us about one of the wildest looking cars he ever built for the racetrack.
But first, proper distribution of the air-fuel mixture is vital to peak performance. Here's this week's performance report.
Virtually no single component on a NASCAR Winston Cup race machine works independent of all others. It's really a collection of systems working in concert with a common goal. Gary Nelson, who's the director of Winston Cup, is with us. And Gary, one of those systems involves air-fuel mixture. And the R&D item that most people talk about these days is the manifold.
Well, the intake manifold has a very big job. There's 8 cylinders in the V8 engine, and the manifold's job is to take the column of air fuel from the carburetor, get it down into the manifold, and send it evenly to all 8 cylinders. Now that seems pretty easy, but if you look at this carburetor, it's got 4 barrels and 4 columns of air will be coming out of there, air fuel. When it goes into that manifold, it has to try to figure out where it's going to go, and the manifold naturally wants to send it to the cylinders that are closest. So these end cylinders end up being lean. If you look inside the manifold, you'll see that there's runners. These little dividing walls make a difference in the way the fuel flows through there. The lean cylinders have the runners way back. The rich cylinders have the runners coming way out, almost into this area called the plenum.
And this is an area they're constantly working on to make it work more efficiently. But let me give you a hypothetical. Let's say we just ran a plug check on these 8. This one came out, and it says, I'm running rich, and it was in this cylinder. Now what do you do?
Well, assuming all the other cylinders looked pretty good and you've just got one rich corner on the intake manifold, that would signal the engine builder that he has more work to do back at the shop. The only thing he can try to do at the racetrack is come up with a compromise. He can take the carburetor, take the jet out of this corner, lean it down just a little bit, and get this plug to look a little better. But if he leans it down too much, this center one then will be too lean and he'll have an engine failure.
Okay, now let's take it a little further and go to a restrictor race. Does that change the whole thing under here?
Oh, it's amazing what that restrictor plate does. It takes, and exactly what it says, it restricts the air fuel from flowing into the engine. Where you had this big open hole for all of the air fuel that it would want, now you're restricting it with these 4 little holes. And when that fuel hits that restrictor plate, it scatters and goes everywhere. Really gives the engine builders a lot of headaches trying to get that sorted out.
And we talk about the development on intake manifolds. Has anybody hit it spot on yet with a motor?
Well, it's the goal of all engine builders to get a perfectly tuned engine. You know, if you get the exact even amount of fuel to all 8 of your cylinders, you can lean down that engine and really get a lot of efficiency out of it.
Now, a lot of this work could be done by computers, electronically. But in NASCAR, you don't have injectors and computers. You have people tuning the motors, and you're proud of that.
Well, we're very proud of the fact that we don't have onboard computers making those decisions as the car is going around the racetrack. The decisions are made in the shops and in the garage area. The mechanics take this carburetor, which is kind of antiquated. It's been around forever, but most forms of racing have gone to fuel management systems and computer controls. Well, they tune that carburetor based on their experience, their judgment, and their knowledge, and they try to get the most efficiency out of that engine.
Well, when you're getting up to 750 horsepower, some people might say miracle and be pretty close.
Oh, you're right. You know, back in 1975, when we hit 500 horsepower out of 358 cubic inches, we said, that's it. There's no more power in that engine.
NASCAR racing's history is often told with stories of the early drivers and their hard-fought battles out on the track. To get a little different perspective, we spoke with some of the car builders who created the early machines for those drivers. Well, Cotton, this car brings back a lot of memories for you, I would imagine, having built this car with your own hands. What is it like to see this car, and how long has it been since you've seen it?
The car looks great. It's been several years since I saw the car. I imagine I saw it 2 or 3 years after we brought it here. I think somewhere around, say, 1971, 72. So it's been quite a few years since I saw it.
At the time this car was racing, stock cars didn't go 200 miles an hour until this one came along.
They were, I'd say, somewhere around the 190-mile-an-hour bracket, 195, and they needed to set a 200-mile-an-hour record at Talladega, and we carried this car down, and we broke the 200-mile-an-hour record.
What makes this car so special?
It's the downforce that's applied to the car, and if we had not had to weigh so much, we had to weigh, I think, about 4,000 pounds on this car. If we hadn't had to weigh so much, this car would have really been a whole lot faster than what it really was.
Well, there's some things that are unique to this car, one of them being the tires. This was sort of the first step in the modern tire, wasn't it?
Yes, this was where we were going away from the treaded tire to the slick tire. We found out that it gave more traction. The car handled better with slick tires, especially if it didn't rain. If it rained, they weren't no good at all.
Now, Cotton, this rear wing didn't really do much for the street version of the car, but it sure made a big difference out on the track, didn't it?
It really did. Before, we only had the little old small spoiler, and we got this wing that we could just either put down force or what we call lightening the rear end up. But I think what did more good than anything was the side deal that helped hold this car from spinning out. It didn't spin very easy.
What was the reaction to this wing when it first came out on the track?
Well, a lot of people thought it was really odd, which it was, but it made a lot of race drivers happy because the car did handle so well with it.
Well, even Cotton admitted it was kind of a strange-looking beast, but strange or not, everybody wanted one when it went fast.
Oh, yeah, because it took the racing world by storm when it hit the track, but as much as I've grown to appreciate it, no one's going to convince me that's a good-looking car.
We'll look at a few of the more conventional models coming up on NASCAR Garage, so stay right there.
This is NASCAR. This is you. And this is us. Hot Wheels Pro Racing will get you this close to the action with Hot Wheels Pro Racing Die-Cast. The best of NASCAR in 3 scales. The Legends Series, unsurpassed detail in 64th scale. And Legends to Life with real racing motion and digital sound. If they drive it, we make it. On the track, off the track, in the pits. Investment quality collectibles. Because to get them right on this scale, you gotta race them on this one. We're Hot Wheels.
This is no ordinary leather jacket.
Because when you put it on, you're not just saying you're a NASCAR fan. You're saying you care about kids.
Buy an Exide NASCAR Select battery in 1998
and get the special 50th anniversary NASCAR jacket for just $150.
And on behalf of NASCAR fans everywhere, Exide will donate all profits to Give Kids the World Foundation.
The special edition 50th anniversary NASCAR jacket. Look for details wherever Exide NASCAR Select is sold.
Nice jacket.
You never know what your next job is going to be. One day it's a house, the next it's a hotel.
Jobs keep getting bigger, deadlines keep getting shorter.
It's got to last 1,000,000 years. Stand up to anything.
Turnaround times, they're insane.
Whatever it is, wherever it is, make something great. Stanley.
This year, over 400,000 aluminum radiators will corrode and fail. But Prestone antifreeze bonds with aluminum, forming the Prestone zone of protection against corrosion. It's your car. Protect it in the Prestone zone.
It started with a race on the beach. 50 years later, stock car racing is America's fastest-growing sport, a testament to the vision of the France family. See the life and times of NASCAR's founding family, Tuesday night at 8 Eastern on TNN. Today on TNN, Salute the Motorsports. The Winston Cup season is almost over, and time is running out on the 1998 point chase. The pressure is on, and every driver knows it's time to go for the dough. Don't miss this crucial test in the Valley of the Sun. It's the Dual Loop Kmart 500, live from Phoenix International Raceway. Today at 2 Eastern, 11 Pacific. A part of TNN, Salute the Motorsports.
All right, Chris, check this out.
It's a nice-looking jacket.
Oh, how cool am I?
You're styling. Turn around. Yes, indeed. You're going to stand out at the track. That's perfect.
Thank you very much.
I got one of my own. I'll show you that in just a minute. You know, NASCAR inspectors are especially interested in the gear setup deep within a Winston Cup racer's transmission. And they have a way to check all that without requiring a teardown.
We're here in the garage of the North Carolina Motor Speedway at Rockingham, or The Rock, and an inspection is taking place by NASCAR officials Carl Wolf, Gary Miller, and Brian DeHart, who's down here. Brian, what are you doing on the ground?
Well, Leslie, you'll find me down here on Friday mornings inspecting the transmission. I'm ensuring that it is an approved transmission. At tracks like Daytona and Talladega, I use the borescope to inspect the inside of the transmission. I'm checking to see that there are 4 forward working gears, and that a dropout cluster is not present, or a disengagement of the counter shaft and cluster gears from the main shaft. During the race weekend, teams are changing out gears due to changing weather conditions, track conditions, tire situations, or engine modifications. There are several models that are approved for competition, which Gary and Carl are looking at now.
Now, these are NASCAR-approved transmissions?
Yeah, these are cutaway versions of the 3 approved transmissions that's currently available to the competitors. We've got the Jericho top loader, the TexPal T10, and the Super Duty T10.
Currently, there are no automatic or semi-automatic transmissions approved. All transmissions have to have 4 forward speeds and 1 reverse that are operational. There are no dropout clusters approved. All transmissions need to be manually shifted with the H-pattern shifter.
Okay, we have this Jericho, we have the TexPal T10. Let me demonstrate how to use the borescope on the Super Duty. This is a borescope that we've purchased from Powerhouse Products. This is the same type of borescope that's used in the medical field. A lot of big engine builders use it to inspect the cylinder walls on an engine when it's assembled. What I'll do is I'll have a crew member remove the field plug. Then this borescope has an oscillating head with a light on it. I'll insert it into the field plug, and I can look around and count the number of gears that are present. Also make sure that there's no more than 2 sliders and that there are no foreign objects present.
Why is this so important on the super speedways?
Well, at tracks like Daytona and Talladega, driveline drag means a great deal as far as horsepower. So if a team was able to drop out the secondary cluster shaft, that would mean a great deal on the racetrack as far as horsepower and time.
Great. Thanks, guys.
See you, Leslie.
So how many engines do you build in a given year?
We'll put together about 50 a year.
That'll keep you busy, I expect.
Sure does.
You ever build a perfect motor?
Not yet.
Still working on it?
We sure are.
We're at Bill Davis Racing in High Point, North Carolina. It's the home of the number 22 MBNA Pontiac. And we're with Matt Flogel, who's an engine builder, and Terry Elledge, who is the director of the engine program. Now today, Matt, we're going to do a cam. We're going to time it up. How do we do that?
Well, first of all, we need a camshaft.
Right.
Then we're going to put the cam hub, fasten it to the cam.
Okay. Now let me get that out of your way.
Okay. So that with the cam hub already installed in the block, we'll put the timing cover on and fasten it and press our crank gear in. And then later on with the bolt, fasten it. And then we'll also need our cam gear with the timing belt. We'll install it at the same time.
And then, Terry, it gets a little technical, and that's where this wheel comes into play.
Chris, this is what's known in the industry as a degree wheel. It's attached to the front of the crankshaft, and the 0 position is timed to the top dead center position of number 1 piston.
Now that you got me thoroughly confused, let's go to the block and you can straighten me out.
Okay. Okay, what I'm doing here, Chris, is I'm checking top dead center, so I'm finding myself a number on this side of 0, just so I can get myself a reference point.
Right. Then you go back around the other side.
Sure, I'm going to go back on the other side. And since I was on 25 on that side of 0, I want to be on 25 on this side of 0.
And once you get there, you've got top dead center.
Sure.
Okay. Then what happens?
Chris, typically speaking in the industry, we call for a specific degree here, reading at a specific lift or rise over here. So typically the camshaft will see 50 thousandths of lift or rise on the opening and 50 thousandths of lift or rise on the closing at a specific location here. And that'll give us exact timing location of the camshaft relative to the crankshaft.
Now, Matt, once that's set with the first cylinder, do you have to repeat this for 7 more?
We can, but normally we don't.
Okay. Where does this fit in the whole plan of engine performance?
Chris, once we've determined the optimum performance of the engine, either on the dynamometer or at the racetrack or both, we want to be able to come back and replicate that engine again, either by when we rebuild it, replace the camshaft, or we build other engines like it.
Matt, what's the best engine you've worked on? What number? Do you remember the number?
BD-73.
BD-73. You don't forget the good ones, do you?
No.
How'd you get started at this?
Well, my dad started the engine shop in '78, and I just been around hanging out with him.
You'd come from Iowa. That was back in Iowa?
Yeah, Dubuque, Iowa.
You know, Chris, you hear the term top dead center tossed around a lot, but that's the first time I've actually seen an example of it.
And it was pretty clear after the fellows at Bill Davis Racing got through with their example. Took a little of that voodoo magic feel out of it. More coming up in a moment on NASCAR Garage, so stay right there. If you have questions or comments, write us at NASCAR Garage, care of TNN Viewer Services, 2806 Opryland Drive, Nashville, Tennessee, 37214. And be sure to visit NASCAR Garage online at NASCAR.com.
For full race reports, the latest news, statistics, photos, and much more, nothing beats NASCAR Winston Cup Scene, the nation's largest auto racing weekly. Subscribe today at 1-800-883-7323.
Husky, the toughest name in tools. Guaranteed forever. Available at the Home Depot.
As a sponsor of the Fan Tour, the Money Store is offering a $500 cash rebate on home equity loans. It's the Money Store 500 rebate. It's a great way to get rid of bills and cut expenses. And now you can get an extra $500 cash when you get your loan from the Money Store. If you're a homeowner, call 1-800-LOAN-YES now and ask for the Money Store 500 rebate.
I won!
But only if you call the Money Store.
This is NASCAR. This is you. And this is us. Hot Wheels Pro Racing will get you this close to the action. With Hot Wheels Pro Racing Die-Cast, the best of NASCAR in 3 scales. The Legends Series, unsurpassed detail in 64th scale. And Legends to Life, with real racing motion and digital sound. If they drive it, we make it. On the track, off the track, in the pits. Investment quality collectibles. Because to get them right on this scale, you gotta race them on this one. We're Hot Wheels.
This is no ordinary leather jacket.
Because when you put it on, you're not just saying you're a NASCAR fan, you're saying you care about kids.
Buy any Exide NASCAR Select battery in 1998
and get the special 50th anniversary NASCAR jacket for just $150.
And on behalf of NASCAR fans everywhere, Exide will donate all profits to Give Kids the World Foundation.
The special edition 50th anniversary NASCAR jacket. Look for details wherever Exide NASCAR Select is sold.
Nice jacket.
This year, over 400,000 aluminum radiators will corrode and fail. But Prestone antifreeze bonds with aluminum, forming the Prestone zone of protection against corrosion. It's your car. Protect it in the Prestone zone.
When the Bush Boys race at the Rock, it's more than just a race. For 2 drivers, it could mean the championship. See the AZ Delco 200 live Saturday at 2 Eastern, a part of TNN Salute to Motorsports.
So what'd you get, Leslie?
I got a lot of good stuff. I got this cool Jeff Gordon phone from my brother-in-law, Dave. He'll love this. I got a NASCAR CD-ROM that goes in the computer that I don't know how to use very well. And of course, you can't go to a race without a cooler. So I bought myself this very stylish Mark Martin cooler and, of course, this jacket.
Very nice.
We'd like to thank the people here at NASCAR Thunder. They've been very gracious hosts. If you're ever near one of their stores, be sure and stop by. They've got some great stuff. So what'd you get?
The only thing that matters.
I've got some more shopping to do.
So long. Hi, sports fans. We are at the Texas Motorplex, home of the Revell Nationals, and we've got some great drag racing action coming your way here in just a little bit right here on TNN Motorsports. The Door Loop Kmart 500 out there in Phoenix. Little bit of a rain delay. What are the odds, after all the rain we've had on the NHRA Winston Drag Racing Tour, that the great race fans in Phoenix would have their race stopped because of rain? Like the one day of rain a year they get out there. But now here's the deal. We're going to come back and bring you all the great racing action from the Revell Nationals for the NHRA Winston Drag Racing Tour. That'll be coming up right after this commercial. And we'll keep you posted and up to date with everything that's going on in the Winston Cup race out there at Phoenix, Arizona. So we apologize, but we can't control the weather. But we will give you drag racing activity. We got some great points battles going right down the stretch. You'll find out all about that when we come back from this break. And we'll keep you up to date with everything that's going on out in Phoenix right here on TNN.
TNN, America's country home, is a service of CBS Cable. Pay Dirt Week, November 2nd on TNN.
Great Christmas, honey.
Sure was, dear.
Wait, here's one more. From Santa?
Wow,
just what I wanted. The NASCAR Winston Cup Yearbook.
That's right, race fans. Santa knows everyone looks forward to getting their favorite NASCAR Christmas gift, the official Winston Cup Yearbook. A collector's dream. Every race with the best color photography and bound in a rich bonded leather cover with all your favorite drivers. All here in a beautiful coffee table book. Don't miss your chance to own the only official record of the '98 Winston Cup season. This is the same book presented at the awards banquet in New York, and it's not available in bookstores. And at only $39.95, they sell out fast. Order yours today. Call 1-800-922-WCUP or send check or money order to the address shown. There's even a page for autographs. Hey, what the?
Santa, tell him to ask the operator about my dad's book, too.
There's more great racing coming up.
We're headed to the Lone Star State. The NHRA Winston Championship is on the line at the Texas Motorplex. The Revell Nationals is next on
TNN. Salute to Motorsports.
The following is a special presentation of TNN Motorsports. 3 races to go and 3 racers remain. Top Fuel is now the Gary, Corey, and Joe show, and they know how to stage a suspenseful final act. In Memphis 2 weeks ago, McClanahan lost to Selzy thanks to a blower belt failure. And just when the frustration seemed unbearable, he bounced back and stunned his rival a week later with a dramatic hole-shot win in Topeka. Seemingly destined for a Best Supporting role, Joe Amato reasserted his leading man status with a solid win in Memphis and could take the 6th title of his legendary career. Back in April, Gary Selzy was struggling for a role in the top 10, but a hat-trick streak of successes had him back on the A-list and looking to become a repeat champion. Looking at the points coming into Dallas, Corey Mack has a minuscule lead over Selzy with Amato the equivalent of 4 rounds back. These 3 know that all the pressure is on.
I know it'll be awful hard to sit down
you know, in the seats there and watch somebody else take the big trophy and all that good Winston money, and, you know, I'd feel like it just slipped through my fingers again. But if I don't win it this year, maybe I can do it next year.
Well, I think one advantage myself and maybe even Gary has, we both won a Winston World Championship. Corey,
with $50,000 up for a world record, that hasn't been claimed. Now turning the wrenches for the Reebok car in Top Fuel Eliminator. The folks here this weekend have seen tremendous drag racing action. We'll look at more round one Top Fuel stuff when we come back.
TNN's exclusive coverage of the 13th annual Revell Nationals is brought to you by Mopar, Chrysler Corporation parts, and the Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, Jeep, and Eagle dealers who sell and install them.
Team Mopar. Parts for Pro Stock and your vehicle. Get real. Get Mopar. Team Mopar. Parts for Top Fuel dragsters and your vehicle. Get real. Get Mopar.
Let's say this is Castrol Syntec motor oil. And this is a harmful particle in your engine. Get the point? You see, Syntec's patented stabilizers seek out and neutralize harmful particles, protecting in ways other oils can't. Castrol Syntec, the active lubricant.
Hey, Joe, got any words on performance for the folks at home?
Yeah, I got a few words of advice for all those weekend warriors and the pros that do it hard all week. Champion Spark Plugs. Champion makes dependable plugs to fit all your needs, like Truck Plug, built for sport utilities, trucks, and vans. And Easy Start, made for all that lawn and garden equipment. I use Champion in all my engines, and you should too.
Husky, the toughest name in tools. Guaranteed forever. Available at the Home Depot.
A demonstration of Big A's quick service. And now a closer look.
That'll work.
For fast service, go to the pros.
If you don't have $1 million plus budget to fill a top fuel car, check out these mighty mites at the Revell booth here at the Revell Nationals. They burn very little nitro. The blower belt never comes off. And all in all, they're just a lot of fun to own.
Some top fuel cars that even I could afford. So welcome back, folks, here on TNN Motorsports. Let's take a look at that ladder in round number one. You know about some of the winners, of course. We'll take a look at that Eddie Hill-Jim Head matchup. Eddie continues to run well. Look at that. Sells, Yamato, Corey Mack all on the same side. Over on the flip side of the ladder, some great runs coming up in this one. Look at Kenny Bernstein. Doug Herbert continues to run well. And let's take a look at some of the earlier round one matchups here at the Revell Nationals.
Texas is home turf for veteran Eddie Hill, who's been around a long time. In fact, was here in 1987 and was the first car in drag racing history to go 4 seconds.
Yes, we were. Ran 4.990, the first time a Ford ever come up on the scoreboard. And this is also where we clinched the World Championship in 1993.
Is it easier to feel confident here?
Well, we like it here. It's kind of like our home track. We have more fans, more family here than anywhere else. And, yeah, it's a great place to be. It's be a good place to win a race.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Eddie Hill has been qualifying well on Fridays and Saturdays. That round one consistency has eluded him. Jim Head running with the Racers for Christ banner on the side. Eddie Hill, the Pennzoil Matco Tools machine, would love to win anywhere, especially, as he said, here in Texas. This was back in round one. Head was out in front. Eddie Hill ran him down. 4.62 for the Pennzoil car. Punched out Jim Head's 4.68. Eddie's got a round under his belt. Tony Schumacher, the Exide Batteries machine, Larry Frazier, Bob Bryant, the veteran legend, Don Schumacher, all involved with that team. Larry Dixon, up, down, all over the place since Indy. Let's see what he can do with the Miller Lite car. Qualified very well with that machine at a brilliant 4:56, but in this field, that only got him in the number 3 slide. Good race for a while. Dixon, 4.57. Must be that scoop. Must be Armstrong. Maybe the snake. Something's working well for that team.
Well, so far, the star of this first round has been the young man from California. How about a 4:57?
That's awesome. I mean, Dale Armstrong, all the guys, we've been working our tail off all summer long, and it's starting to finally produce some results here at this track.
And a little consistency. That's something you have lacked badly.
Oh, terribly. That first round jinx, I mean, we've had it, seems like all year long, and today, it might be our day now that we got by first round.
That's a very good race car. The way they would pair up, Tex and Eddie Hill fills in that side of the ladder. Look at that Amato Corey Mack matchup. Over on the B side, it's going to be Doug Herbert who gets the win over Kenny Bernstein. Mike Dunn in the Mopar car keeps marching on. Dixon will try on Doug Coletta to round out round number 2 matchups. Some great racing activity, of course, always right here on TNN, and the fans love it, whether it's drag racing or motor madness. Don't forget, coming up this weekend, it's the biggest demolition derby of the year. The best demo drivers from around the country gather in Wichita, Kansas. It's the Intergalactic Crunch-Off 2. See it live Friday night at 8 Eastern on TNN Motor Madness, part of TNN's Salute to Motorsport. We had a chance during the week to ask a lot of the drivers what they wanted to be when they grew up, if they ever grew up. Here's Corey Mack's response.
I love animals, so I wanted to be a veterinarian when I was young, and I mean, that's really almost the avenue I took when I was growing up. I just always loved animals, doesn't matter what kind it is, always like to be around them, and I've always been interested in that. Even when I take my own dogs in, I want to give them their shots myself. I don't want somebody else to do it.
You didn't dial 10-10-321?
I admit it, Oscar. Sometimes I forget.
I told you dial 10-10-321 to save money. 50% when you talk over 20 minutes.
I know. I saw my phone bill, and those 10-10-321 calls were much cheaper.
And it's so easy.
I know.
So from now on, you'll always dial 10-10-321 first, right?
Oh, yeah. I've learned my lesson.
Pretty good advice, huh? Maybe I should be the trainer. Who doesn't want to save 50%?
This is as close to nature as some people get, but you'll ride all day to get way back in there. Kawasaki's brand new Prairie 300 4x4 and Prairie 300 are designed to be the most comfortable ATVs you'll ever ride. And only the Prairie comes with automatic transmission and Kawasaki's legendary dependability to put miles between you and civilization. Come on in, and then get out. Get $200 of free Cabela's gear or special financing when you buy almost any 98 or 99 Kawasaki ATV.
You know when you're traveling, you look for things you know. Things that are familiar, that make you feel comfortable. Things that make you feel at home. That's why it's always so good to see the Howard Johnson sign. And with Howard Johnson Super Miles, you can earn free hotel stays, Avis car rentals, and airline mileage vouchers toward travel on Continental, TWA, and American Airlines. And the more you stay, the greater your rewards.
Howard Johnson makes you feel at home.
There's a certain amount of pride that comes with doing it yourself, and Peerless makes it easy. So go ahead, let everyone know. I installed my own faucet this weekend. I installed a Peerless, the do-it-for-yourself faucet.
It's the ultimate demolition derby, as only the best compete in the Intergalactic Crunch-Off 2. See it on TNN Motor Madness, Friday night at 8 Eastern, a part of TNN Salute to Motorsports. Next Sunday on TNN Salute to Motorsports, the pretenders have now been separated from the contenders. Only a few drivers have a shot at the NHRA Winston Championship. The pressure builds as teams look to shave off 1,000th of a second that could give them the title. From Houston Raceway Park, it's the Matco Tools Super Nationals. Next Sunday at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. A part of TNN Salute to Motorsports.
On the surface, John Force and Ron Capps appear to be polar opposites. Dig deeper and they couldn't be more alike, just different generations. Both are outgoing and love people. They have music in their souls. It's Elvis and country for John, rock and roll for Ron. Both are fathers of daughters. Both went through their bologna sandwich periods. And both have the unexplainable ability to take a funny car to the edge of control. And they both won the Winston Championship. On the surface, John Force and Ron Capps appear to be polar opposites. Dig deeper and they couldn't be more alike, just different generations. Both are outgoing and love people. They have music in their souls. Opposites. Dig deeper and they couldn't be more alike, just different generations. Both are outgoing and love people. They have music in their souls. It's Elvis and country for John, rock and roll for Ron. Both are fathers of daughters. Both went through their bologna sandwich periods. And both have the unexplainable ability to take a funny car to the edge of control. And they both won the Winston Championship.
I've got me and Tony. That's two of us. That leaves how many? That leaves 13 plus Capps. Capps has 13 teammates to get me and Tony. Now, Capps, we're just going to see how good you are.
Once again, it's John Force, and it always boils down to John Force. He's, you know, we won 5 races, and he's won, I think, 2, and he's in the points lead, and just shows you what you need to do. You got to be consistent. And we've stumbled a few times, and we're right back in the hunt, but John Force is John Force.
You know what? This is spooky. I followed John Force's logic. Here's the Castrol car. That's Austin Coyle looking over and tells this guy, let's go get him. Dale Creasy Jr. on the far side, number 16 in a very quick funny car field. Could he pull the upset? Force gets the win at 496. Creasy was right there all the way at 510, but John marches on. Ron Capps now needs to do the same to keep pace with the champion. That's the Copenhagen Chevrolet, Don Prudhomme, Roland Leong. The Brain Trust that go back a long way. The NEC Communications car. Castrol 4-second club member Gary Densham in the far lane. Could he spring the upset? Capps gets the win at 499, and he marches on, and Steve and Laura caught up with the big 2.
So John Force survives a scare in round number 1 with the Creasy kid far off his performance from yesterday of 478 back into the 490s. And, John, the car is running really, really well.
Well, it has been real consistent. That's what it's going to take here. You've seen all the 90s out there. It's going to have to win this race.
You would love to back up the record you've already established. You need a 483 with a 4 to do it.
Well, that's really critical to do that.
4 points.
Yeah, and that's critical, too. But right now, we've got to win rounds. I got the whole pack shooting at us, and I want a shot at Hoffman sometime this weekend, and I want a shot at Capps. I want to just get this over with. We'll just see how good they are.
He's aggressive today.
This car is the best chance to topple John Force from his mountain, and it's a car whose chassis was completely rebuilt after a huge wheel stand at Memphis. Ron, you haven't had an easy time chasing John.
No, John Force is the reason he's a 7-time champ, and that's why. You get him cornered, and he comes out swinging. But our car broke a crankshaft first round, and should have run a lot better than that. The car should have ran a mid-80s, so we're going to throw everything we can. We're going to be here all day. He's not going to get rid of us that easy.
And Stevie's got Del Worsham in the second round that he's beat 3 times this year, so the odds are good.
Man, in the interest of fair reporting, Capps, Force, Hoffman, all on the same side of the ladder. John just may get his wish here today in front of this capacity crowd. There are some other tidbits in the funny car wars. You heard Steve talk about Force's bonus. He ran 478 in qualifying. Chance to win $50,000 from the MBNA folks. He will also get 20 points or 1 round of competition. I don't know which he wants more, the cash or the points. And we mentioned the Castrol 4-second club. Tip of the cap to Tom Hoover's Pioneer car. He not only joined the 4-second club to round it out after 5 years of trying, but he ran twice in the 4-second range. Well, what does Tony Pedregon want to be if and when he ever grows up? Let's find out.
Took a lot of architectural drafting in high school, and always wanted to be some type of engineer. I always thought I was somewhat creative, so probably an architect, definitely some desk job.
These days, seems like everybody's got a Cherokee or an Explorer. Me, I like to stand out a bit. That's why I drive a Subaru Outback. With a big cargo bay and all-wheel drive, you get all the sport utility you need. But with the smooth ride and better gas mileage, the Outback is far from ordinary. Like me, really. What a weird-looking bunch that was.
There's a lot more to working in AutoZone than looking up parts or ringing up sales. And it has to do with taking pride in taking care of customers. Like testing an old part before selling a new one. Or simply having what they need when they need it. In other words, it's about taking care of people who take care of cars. And that's what we do best at AutoZone.
TNN's exclusive coverage of the 13th Annual Revell Nationals is brought to you by the more than 2,500 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts.
Welcome back, everybody, to TNN Motorsports. The folks here at the racetrack, of course, know that Force and Caps have advanced, and so do you if you were paying attention. Let's take a look at the rest of the ladder for round number 1 of Fuel Funny Car. Great matchups coming up. There's that 4-second Tom Hoover along with Al Hoffman. Tony Pendergast could work out well for John Force. He's on the same side of the ladder as Ron Capps. The B-side, some great matchups. Cruiser hanging tough again. Glenn Michaels doing a nice job with Paul Grotten's car. Etchels and Epler, and Whit Bazemore and Tim Wilkerson, about as good a matchup as you're going to get in the opening round of competition. Back in round number 1, we have talked about Cruz Pedregon. He would meet up with Glenn Michaels. That's the Paul Grotten car. Paul out of Florida, raced some Federal Mogul cars for a while. Glenn Michaels has driven a myriad of cars, including one for the late Joe Paisano. Has he got enough savvy here to take out the big green machine? The Interstate Batteries car is tough, qualified in the 480s. Cruz by a car length, 494 to a 509. Big top end speed for the green car at 315 miles an hour. Dale Worsham looking for his first win in a long while, but having a great season. The Checker Shucks Cragen car wants to stay in the top 10. Castrol's Tony Pedregon. That's the team car for John Force. See if he can advance, go to the next round, and help the boss. That's why they pay Tony the big bucks. Somebody apparently forgot to tell that to Del Worsham, the kid from Southern California, a big first-round win.
What a fine, fine job to beat a Force team car. That's huge.
I'll tell you what, we're real excited here. You know, we're barely hanging on the top 10 right now. That round there is going to help us a lot. Still didn't quite make a full run, but the Checker Shucks Craig and Pontiac is getting closer.
Couple of 490s this weekend for the kid. Not bad. Big Jim Dunn getting ready to send Randy Anderson into battle. Randy won here at the spring race last year. Has had a tough 1998, the Parts America car, against Dean Scusa, the Matco car, coming off that great win at Maple Grove just a couple of weekends ago. On board with Randy, on board with Scusa, out in front with Scusa, winning with Scusa, 4.91, he gets the win. Let's go to the pit area and an update with Laura Bird.
Tom Hoover's funny car is the last and illustrious member of the Castrol 4-Second Club. Tom, you've had an up and down year. You've had some good moments too, but how does this triumph affect your feelings about not racing next year?
Well, not driving, it really hurts, but I got a young driver, Corey Lee, going to drive, and it was especially fun today in Dallas. I ran here a lot of years of my career with my father, 92 years old, watching me go 490. We're going to have a great weekend, and I can hardly wait to see what happens today, and next year, we'll take it as it comes.
2 quarterbacks in the field.
You got it. We'll see what happens.
It's amazing how your perspectives change. They had never run a 4 before this weekend. Ran one and came up and ran a second one and were disappointed they didn't go in the 480s like a bunch of cars did, like Al Hoffman in the near lane did. Al Hoffman Hoffman buries him right here with low ET of the round, a sparkling 485, 317 miles an hour at the GM Performance Parts Pontiac. Wow, great round one. Hey, John Force, you're getting your wish. You got Al in the next round. Dale Worsham would try to end the day for Ron Capps in the Copenhagen car. Flip side of the ladder, we're going to take a look at that Dean Scusa as he would get it on with Cruz Pedregon, Chuck Etchels, and Whit Bazemore. Let's get down to the pit area and find out what Al Hoffman thinks of this next matchup. Steve?
2 weeks ago in Memphis at the Pennzoil Nationals, Al Hoffman snuck up on John Force in round number 2 and delivered a knockout punch. With that 485 in the first round, you're pretty well out of the closet here.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to do much sneaking around on John anymore, but I'm just happy for the whole team after the season we've had and my sponsors sticking with me, GM Performance Parts Pontiac, and everybody that stayed here. I mean, this is what we needed.
When you beat John, it's like you hit the lottery.
Yeah, without a doubt. That's a home run for me. That's like winning the world championship for him.
A lot of carnage here, though. This isn't coming cheap, this performance.
No, it probably looks worse than it is. We've been black in number 2 main, which I can live with that. It's not a major expense to fix, but we got plenty of motors to go to the end anyhow.
John Force and Al Hoffman. The fans will love it. Laura Bird.
That will be as good a matchup as we have in our sport, Force and Hoffman. Coming up Saturday on TNN Salute to Motorsports, it's a critical Busch Grand National race for Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Matt Kenseth. The championship is on the line. Don't miss the AC Delco 200 live from Rockingham, 2 p.m. Eastern, right here on TNN Motorsports. Wonder what Ron Capps wants to be when he grows up. I'm going with rock singer. Yeah, Capps definitely wants to be with the band.
I always want to be a bull rider. Gary Lefew, a guy in the Central Coast, a friend of my dad's, he was a world champion, and it sounds weird now, but I watched them guys back then. I thought, man, I'd really like to be a bull rider. I guess it shows I haven't gotten much smarter, have I?
May I help you?
If I wanted a Whopper, no pickles, that wouldn't be a problem. But would we get to hear you sing?
No, sir. You get to hear us sing.
Hold a pickle, hold the lettuce, special order donuts.
May I help you?
If I want my value meal with rings instead of fries, is that a problem?
Value meal with rings or fries, it still costs the same great price. You don't have to ask us twice to have it your way.
When you have it your way, it just tastes better.
Husky, the toughest name in tools. Guaranteed forever. Available at the Home Depot.
When the Busch Boys race at the Rock, it's more than just a race. For 2 drivers, it could mean the championship. See the AC Delco 200 live Saturday at 2 Eastern, a part of TNN Salute to Motorsports. Monday on TNN.
We're from the country and we like it that way, yeah.
Tracy Byrd and Neil McCoy bring you 50 years of NASCAR. From the legendary families to the littlest fans. From dirt tracks to speedways. Racing and rockin', Neil McCoy and Tracy Byrd celebrate 50 years of NASCAR. Monday at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. Part of TNN Salute to Motorsports.
It looks bad, real bad, but it's not a lost cause. Bring your wreck to High Tech. High Tech Auto Body, Muller Lane, Newport News. The one-piece unibody construction of today's vehicles requires a specialized machine to get your car back in shape. High Tech Auto Body has that device and the experience to use it, and you can rest easy knowing that all bodywork receives a lifetime warranty from High Tech Auto Body.
High Tech Auto Body. High Tech, not high price.
If you've been injured, we'd like to help. Yes, we'd like to help. Joe Stewart, attorney at law, is the one to know.
If you've been injured due to someone's negligence, you need the support of an experienced attorney. Joe Stewart is the one to know.
Joe Stewart is the one to know.
Little something to educate and inform you. Bob Glidden won his 50th here in '86. He beat Warren Johnson, who fouled out in the finals. In typical Glidden fashion, Bob was #1 qualifier, low ET, and top speed of the event. There's a list of all the other races where Bob Glidden has done well, all except for this 1988 stuff. Welcome back, everybody, to this year's version of the Revell Nationals. And talking about Warren Johnson, he is the Winston champ. Laura Bird sat down with him earlier this weekend.
You're looking at the car of Warren Johnson, who has just locked up his 4th NHRA Winston Championship in Pro Stock. You told me you were a late bloomer, Warren. What did you mean by that?
Well, you asked in how many years I've won these, and I said in the last 5 or 6 years, so I just got started at this.
How much fun is this for you?
It's absolutely the best job in the world. This is probably, I don't think I could enjoy doing anything better than what I'm doing right now.
You know, most guys your age are doing something a little more dignified and a little less exciting.
Well, that's a matter of perspective is what that really is. I don't think this is not, boring by any stretch of the imagination.
How does having 3 races to go with the championship locked up affect you out there on the line?
Well, it really doesn't affect us at all because what we really don't change our game plan at all. We're trying to continue on with the same approach that got us in this position, and that hopefully will carry on to next year.
Just smile a little more and a few less gray hairs?
I don't know if there's such a thing as a few less gray hairs in this business.
Good luck out there.
Thank you very much, Laura.
How good is Warren? He has won a race every year since 1982, qualified for every race since '87. Wow. There was a lot of other Pro Stock news that these fans learned about this weekend. Of course, WJ with the record, 6.867. First time, by the way, in anybody's memory, all 4 pro records went down the chute here this weekend. Lots of speed, 199 miles an hour for about half a dozen cars, but nobody's been in the 200-mile-per-hour range besides Warren. And 5 different brands. Name them: Ford, Chevy, Pontiac, Oldsmobile, and Dodge. That's the best of the year on the NHRA Winston Drag Racing Tour. Let's take a look at the ladder in round number 1 of Pro Stock competition. Of course, WJ would be sitting in the catbird seat. He would take on Texan Bruce Allen. Look at Martino and Osborne. Good matchup. Jake Coughlin and Kurt Johnson duking it out for number 2 on the same side of the ladder. On the B side, we got the Cowboy, Mark Powick. Hey, look at Alan Johnson. That's the Dodge right there in the 15 slot. There's the Ford, Robert Patrick at number 10. It was a great qualifying effort. A whole pile of cars ran 6s and didn't get into the show. On board with Jake Coughlin back in round number 1. Jag a couple of points up on Kurt, looking for that number 2 spot. Steve Schmidt in the Dynagear car. Been up and down and all over the place this year. It is a very good race car, an awful lot of power. He qualified at 694, just shy of 199. On board with Jag, a little problem handling at the top end, almost lost the car, but he won the round. 706 beat Steve 704.
For some reason, the car just drifted toward the center line about going into 5th gear, and felt it break loose a little bit, and was trying to pull it back, and you know, the left tire was just driving it to the center line, and just tried to keep it under control, and you know, got fortunate without a doubt.
That was close. Warren Johnson, your number 1 qualifier against the Outlaw. That's the Pennzoil Additives team of Bruce Allen, the Rare and Morrison team machine. And still our best wishes to Buddy Morrison for his health. Legends in this sport. The Texas gang, been without a win for a while, would love to steal one in the opening round from WJ. Could they do it? But not without trying. 698 for Allen, but Warren a little bit too much. Got the win at 693.
A nice 693, but compare conditions today to the past 2 days.
Well, it's relative altitude, which is the air that the engine is looking on, these naturally aspirated engines, is up about probably 500 or 600 feet, so we've lost maybe 2% horsepower on these things. Coupled with the track is a little bit warmer, so it tends to be a little slicker out there.
680s are gone for the day?
I wouldn't rule that out towards the end of the day.
Okay.
I wouldn't rule it out when WJ's out there. Laura Bird stopped by and visited the Cowboy, Mark Powick.
They call Mark Powick the cowboy. And here in Texas, that may be exactly what he is with a 688 and a career best, Mark. You got to be feeling good about Texas.
It's just awesome. This car's just been flying this weekend. We made 2 great runs, 2 of our best ever, and Summit Racing and Pontiac and my crew and the guys at the engine shop, they've been awesome.
Alan Johnson, the Team Amoco Dodge Avenger, qualifies in the number 15 spot. He gets the cowboy in the opening round. Mopar, by the way, a week from Monday. Big announcement about their team for next year. Stay tuned right here on TNN Motorsports. We'll tell you all about it. Look at the arithmetic. Left side of the screen at the top. Bad news, Mark Powick. Way quicker on the track, but his 696 could not run down Alan Johnson's 703. Oh, Mark, what happened?
Well, Mark Powick trying to walk that one off. And, Mark, it's pretty brutal on your psychic when you take a 698 and kind of throw it away.
Sure is, Steve. We ran really good Friday and Saturday. I got handed to my crew. I just really been struggling driving this year, and I'm beating myself up. And I knew Alan was going to be tough. You know, he hasn't qualified all year, and he had nothing to lose, and he went for it, and he got me. And I don't know. I'm trying real hard. Maybe sometimes I'm trying too hard.
Maybe.
The Summit car was running very well this weekend, but the nature of the beast, one goes on and one goes home. Martino would take on WJ, see if he can stop that juggernaut. Hey, Coughlin, Kurt battling it out. They would meet in round number 2. The other side of the ladder would have, how about a Chrysler, Johnson, against the Ford, Patrick. And Richie Stevens with a good opening round, 699, would take on Jim Yates, who ran 694, and he's looking for his first win since Pomona is Jim Yates. Everyone loves trucks. Hey, sounds like a new show on TNN coming up right after the Dukes. No one loves trucks more than the NHRA Winston drag racing fans. And that's why they like the 1998 season, because the NHRA Winston Pro Stock Truck Eliminator is so hot.
Here's another breakthrough from Craftsman. It's the clench wrench, available only from Sears. All jobs become easier when you have the right tool. For stubborn nuts and bolts, you need super gripping power. With the Craftsman clench wrench, the harder you pull, the tighter it grips. As you apply more pressure to the handle, the pivoting jaw holds the bolt tighter and tighter. And Craftsman's headlock design grips nuts and bolts on the flat, away from the corners, for less damage or rounding off. The clench wrench automatically self-adjusts to 15 popular standard and metric size nuts and bolts, so there's no guesswork. This convenient tool can do the job of all these wrenches, so you only need one tool for dozens of household and automotive projects. At $19.99, the clench wrench is a real value, and because it's a Craftsman hand tool, made in America, it's guaranteed forever. Its heat-treated laminated steel plate construction provides maximum strength and durability, so the clench wrench can take on the toughest jobs. Even an old bolt with rounded corners is not a problem for the Craftsman clench wrench. And the contoured rubberized handle is easy on your hand. Its pivoting jaw leverages more grip to the bolt, so the job is done tight, done right. With its spring-loaded jaw and easy-open thumb lever, the clench wrench is a snap to use. Once in place, it's self-ratcheting. Just swing the handle back and it automatically resets. You don't have to remove and reposition it after each turn. And its versatile one-handed design works in either direction. Just flip it over. Socket wrenches don't always fit into tight spots. The clench wrench is a slim half-inch wide, perfect for narrow places. Finally, a self-adjusting ratchet-action wrench that not only fits, it actually grips. The Craftsman clench wrench is one more example of how Craftsman makes anything possible. Order yours today.
Have your Sears or other credit card ready and call 1-800-705-4433. That's 1-800-705-4433. To order your Craftsman clench wrench for only $19.99 plus shipping and handling. Call 1-800-705-4433 now.
Flashback to Labor Day weekend and the U.S. Nationals. Larry Kopp was sitting on top of the world, at least the Pro Stock truck portion. The Maryland driver had won 4 of the first 8 events for NHRA's newest category, and a Winston championship seemed a certainty. But since then, destiny has turned to disaster. A DNQ at Topeka, a red light loss at Memphis, coupled with a hot streak by John Lingenfelder, and the Pro Stock truck pickups are now enjoying a 2-truck tussle for the title.
That should read after 10 of 12 races. This would be number 11. Everybody that knew that, raise your hand. Look, that Cowboy fan there. Cowboys are off today, so they get to come out to the races and enjoy some really good sports. Let's take a look at the ladder here. for the Pro Stock Trucks. I want you to look at this first side. The only guy out of those 8 that has never won a national event, Brad Jeter in the number 4 slot. That is a heavyweight side of the ladder. Over on the other side, they're not exactly dogs either. There's the Canadian kid, Mike Mahorn, in the number 15 spot as he would try to take out Randy Daniels. Haas and Lingenfelter, great matchup. Coughlin and Nickens, man, you could get a matchup like that in almost any eliminator out here this weekend. Back in round number 1 of the truck category, John Lingenfelter in the Summit Racing truck. Jerry Haas on the far side. Haas has done everything but win one of these this year. Lingenfelter almost perfect out of the gate. Could not hold off the S10 of Jerry Haas, who ran him down at 7:69 and got the win. Jason Baffrey caught up with the truck guys.
John, some tough battles between you and Jerry Haas, and a first-round loss is not really what you needed in this Winston points chase.
No, that's for sure.
What happened out there?
I got beat. Pretty simple.
A man of few words. Ronnie Sox, one of the real legends in our sport. Running the Sox and Martin, red, white, and blue. Team truck in the near lane. Tim Freeman to challenge. Great runner. Freeman won the whole shooting match in St. Louis. He would not win this as Ronnie Sox gets his first round win of the season, and Jason Baffrey caught up with a very happy legend.
A true legend in the sport of drag racing, Ronnie Sox taking a round win in the Pro Stock truck. Great run.
Oh, you mean I actually won? It was so close I couldn't tell. He was out on me a little bit, and it seemed like I caught him right there at the end. I was really loose in that lane, but I hung with it.
Another legend. They're everywhere. Dino Don Nicholson would take on Larry Kopp. That's the G-Force machine. Kopp ran 7:59 in qualifying. He set the record. Everybody set records in the pro classes. Dino Don smoking a bit, but not smoking nearly as much as Larry Kopp, the Indy champ, looking for that first ever national title, gets the win.
The one thing that you, Larry Kopp, need to do today is go rounds, especially now that John Lingenfelter is out of the picture.
Yeah, this is our chance to make up ground that I messed up on the last couple races, and I just hope we can come through for everybody. It helped me.
Looks a little slippery out there.
Well, we just got loose a little bit, and it shook a little bit, and I just kept it under control, and I just stayed in my lane and just ran my race and hope we can go to the next round.
The ladder, Kopp and Grant Lewis. There's that Jeter guy. Got around Nickens and Ronnie Sox. You know him as the legend. Daniels took out May and the Canadian Ford kid. Haas, Pinella, and yes, Nickens all advanced into round number 2. Let's check it out. Randy Daniels is running. He would meet up with Jerry Haas, the flagship for the Chevy S10 pickups. Jerry Haas, who raced a comp car, has raced Pro Stock, taking on Daniels, whose dad was a former Winston champion comp eliminator. The kid can flat out drive a race truck. Advantage Daniels out of the gate. Is that enough? Nope. Jerry Haas, 7:72, caught him at the stripe. Daniels had problems. He slowed, and Jason caught up with Jerry Haas.
After a little activity on the starting line, almost identical reaction times, you take the win 7:72 to a 7:76.
Well, I tell you what, we had a heck of a time hanging on the track there. All weekend we've had problems getting down, and this OS10 Chevy, did a great job today. The crew did a tremendous job, and thank God we got down there and got the W. Randy did a heck of a job, too.
Laura Bird stopped in the pit area and visits the guy that will next try to stop Larry Kopp.
For Pro Stock truck driver Grant Lewis, the third time may be the charm time. Not only is he in his third truck this season, but he's been up against Craig Eaton in the first round now 3 times, except this time he won. And that takes you to the second round with lane choice over Larry Kopp. Grant, how important is that?
Lane choice means a lot, and we got to run Larry Kopp. He's the record holder. He's your points leader. He's the man, but we're going after him.
So look out, Larry. Here they come.
Grant Lewis qualified in the top half of the field at 7:68. That's the Ray Bestis team machine. Looks just like Larry Morgan's car in the pro category. Larry Cobb, when he is on, there might not be another truck out here that can run with him. As I said, he qualified in the 750 range, over 176 miles an hour. Lewis on the far side. Larry Cobb trying to add to that points lead, or keep the points lead, in the near lane. Another great matchup. That's why the fans love the pro stock trucks. 767 beats a 769. The winner, Larry Cobb, goes to the semis. On board with David Nickens. He won the first ever pro stock truck title. He won it from Mopar. He won it in his home state of Houston. Would love to win another one here in Texas. Pinella, runner-up at Indy. Winner at Memphis, out of that great, legendary Pinella family from California. Dodge in the near lane, Chevy S10 on the far side. You gotta shift him, that's the rules. Top man, who's gonna shift into the next round? Pinella, 765 to a 7.70. The Chevy's marching on. I mentioned Brad Jeter, one of the very few guys on his side of the field that had never won a national event. Ronnie Sox was winning national events before Brad was doing, well, much of anything. Brad Jeter's got one of the best, quickest, fastest trucks in the field. Sox would give him a run, but come up short. Brad Jeter looking for that elusive first ever win. Got the nod at 766 to a 74 for Sox.
766 gives you lane choice over #1 qualifier Larry Cobb.
Well, you know, we'll just take this deal one round at a time and hope we can get to the finals. And we lost there in Memphis for 3,000 in the finals, and that sure would be great to come here and win this deal.
The pairings for our final four here in front of the standing room only crowd at the Revell Nationals in Pro Stock Truck. Jeter, Cobb, lane choice to Brad Jeter. How about that? He got it by just 100th of a second. And the other pair, it's going to be Haas and Pinella. Great family names, great racers. Lane choice goes to Bob Pinella. Let's check in with Jerry Haas and Laura Bird.
Robert Patrick's team is homegrown. His car's owned by his dad, who has a Ford dealership in Virginia, and they don't get any help from the manufacturer. As a matter of fact, they've tested this car over 200 times themselves, trying to figure out how to be competitive. And competitive he is. In 1995, he went to the final here against Kurt Johnson, and now in the semifinals against Jim Yates, he says,
well, we'll catch up more about those Fords, and we'll catch up with Jerry Haas as he'll march into the semifinals. Cobb and Jeter, Haas and Pinella, here for the Pro Stock Truck semifinals, and we'll take a look at that in just a little bit. Plus, we got all the fuel stuff coming up as well. You know, there's a lot of great racing activity right here on TNN. Don't forget, next Sunday, you're going to get to see more NASCAR Winston Cup racing. Find out who'll take the chip off the rock in the AC Delco 400. Next Sunday, 12:30 p.m. Eastern on TNN's Salute to Motorsports. Big NASCAR fan, that kid right there, I can tell. Lots of stuff to eat. Take a break. Get a drink while you're up. Bring me something to eat. We'll come back to the Revell Nationals in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Bob Vila, and I want to show you another great innovation in Craftsman hand tools. It's the Craftsman Quick Wrench, exclusively from Sears. The Quick Wrench is a combination wrench with a unique open-end design that makes it work like a ratchet. An ordinary open-end wrench has to be removed and repositioned after every turn. But the Craftsman Quick Wrench stays in continuous contact, making the job faster and easier. It's all because of this simple ratcheting action. And the Quick Wrench works in both directions, just as fast and just as easy. You don't have to worry about the Quick Wrench slipping or rounding off nuts and bolts, because both ends have the exclusive Craftsman headlock design. It grips more on the flat sides of the nut or bolt, away from the points, which helps prevent rounding off. The Craftsman Quick Wrench is precision forged from high-carbon tempered steel for a lifetime of durability. The entire 6-piece set is only $19.99. And because it's a Craftsman hand tool made in America, it's guaranteed forever. And what about those places where a ratchet and socket won't fit? That's where the quick wrench really comes in handy. It's made to reach right into tight spaces, and the ratcheting action gets the job done in no time. Craftsman made the quick wrench up to 30% longer than conventional wrenches to give you extra leverage, more torque, and extended reach. Use that extra leverage to break bolts loose with the closed end and then quickly finish with the open end. The Craftsman quick wrench can be used almost anywhere, in the garage, in the yard, and in your home. No toolbox is complete without a quick wrench set. The quick wrench is a genuine breakthrough for Craftsman hand tools. Just one more example of how Craftsman makes anything possible. And because it's from Sears, your satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back.
Call now to order your set of 6 Craftsman quick wrenches in standard or metric for only $19.99, plus shipping and handling. Use your Sears card or other credit card and call 1-800-924-7733. That's 1-800-924-7733. Call right now.
Texas is truck country, where gun racks and 4xs rule and fans flock to see their favorite stump jumpers perform. When you come to the West, you come to meet the people that love their trucks.
Go ahead. There may be as many trucks in the pit area as there are cars. Hey, cotton candy. You know that's the only food you can eat and announce at the same time and nobody knows that you're eating it? Just made of a lot of hot air. Go figure. They love the racing here at the Texas Motorplex. Let's take a look at that Pro Stock Truck semifinal. There's that Brad Jeter menacing-looking black truck. As he is looking to go to the finals here this weekend, he's got a very tough customer. The guy that would be king, Larry Kopp, the G-Force, Armacody's entry here on the near side. The only 750 truck in the ballpark this weekend so far. Jeter out of the gate first. Larry Kopp gets the win. 7:68. Larry Kopp runs 174 miles an hour and goes into another final round. Here's Bob Piniella Jr., who was in the finals at Indianapolis. He also won the race at Memphis, taking on Jerry Haas, 10-time CarCraft Magazine Chassis Builder of the Year in the near lane. Piniella's got his hands full, and Jerry Haas goes on by, takes advantage to get the win, 773 to a 798. They will go into the finals. It's going to be Kopp and Haas in a great matchup. Larry Kopp by 0.05 of a second will get lane choice. That truck, by the way, failed to qualify here this weekend. Well, qualified for best appearing truck. Championship round, Kopp and Jerry Haas, and that's what's coming up next right here on TNN Motorsports. See if Larry Kopp could pad that lead. Remember, the trucks run on Saturday, so this was Saturday night under the lights, the finals. Kopp in the near lane and Jerry Haas, runner-up at St. Louis, runner-up at Seattle, looking to win for the first time on the season here at the Revell Nationals. Could he do it? Larry Kopp gets the win and marches towards what he hopes will be that first Winston Championship in Pro Stock Truck.
Larry, 765 to a 772. You did exactly what you needed to do today, taking the win.
We came in here with one plan. We had to win the race. I had to set the national record. We didn't know we'd do either one, but we tried our best. We worked hard at it, and I did a couple things to improve my driving, and hopefully it worked for me. It'll work for the next race, and hopefully this championship will come to us someday, somehow, somewhere.
Points battle goes down to the wire in Pomona.
Larry Kopp and his wife, Susan.
Pro Stock Series or Revell Nationals.
Appreciate it.
Okay. Good luck for the next couple rounds.
Thank you.
Yep.
Larry and his wife, Susan, just great folks, and they're out in front with one to go. As you heard Jason say, they will go down to the final race at Pomona. The Winston finals, you'll see that live right here on TNN. Haas, Piniella, and that Brad Jeter round out the top 5. We're going to take a look at some fuel stuff when we come back after we find out what Gary Scelzi wants to be when he grows up, or what he wants to be.
As a kid, I never thought about money or making a good living. I just always liked motocross racing, and I always thought that'd be a neat way to make a living. I didn't, really care about how much money it made or it didn't. I always liked the dirt bikes.
parts for Pro Stock and your vehicle. Get real. Get Mopar. Team Mopar. Parts for top fuel dragsters and your vehicle. Get real. Get Mopar.
There's a certain amount of